Streaming cyberspace into your place, sanctioned by the Bootleg Racing League from South Boston Speedway. It's doubleheader Saturday night on the Virtual Grip Network. First up, the penultimate round coverage of the Outlaw SK Modified Invitational Series. How about this, Season 38? Hey everyone, we wish you a chewy and merry National Peanut Cluster Day, everyone. Yes, melted chocolate mixed with peanuts makes the perfect combination for sweet and salty deliciousness. With 4 wins, this season has been very sweet indeed for Aiden Young. Unlike the peanuts that are clustered in chocolate, there is no cluster of drivers around Young when it comes to the point standings. Some 21 nuggets up on old-time Donnie Moore, who sits in second. You know, in 1890, new tools of steel and power of steam allowed agriculture a way to grow the peanut and bring it to the public. Well, it's nerves of steel and the power of his right foot that has allowed Young to bring the championship hardware so close to his trophy case. The process for transforming the cocoa bean into chocolate has been perfected. The process for transforming Aiden Young into a 2-time champion has gone equally as smooth, with not a single double-digit result. So gather a snack from the pantry, pull the lever on the Lazy Boy, and settle in for some simulated short-track racing action that's about to stream your way. From a state where peanuts grow easily, but the cocoa bean does not, a warm hello and welcome on this Saturday night, March 8th, 2025. It's Zach Shaggy Chapman joining yours truly, Bill Soups on live in the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our Words Eye View, and it wouldn't be a VGN broadcast without replay. Ryan Senator turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. All right, Shaggy, what do you know about this place?
Well, I know we're going short track in here, Soup. South Boston Speedway, also known as Sobo. You'll probably hear us refer it to that tonight. But let's hop on board here with the 55 of Steven Spies. Right now, it's coming down the front stretch. You see 12 degrees of banking in the corners. Not a whole lot, but it's pretty much going to stay that way the whole way around. It just falls to 10, so little bull ring. And you see right now, Soup, he's practicing that middle outside. That's why I wanted to ride with him. If a driver perfects this line, it's going to be really tough to pass. If you can work to the outside and keep the guy pinned to the inside, it's going to be easy to take momentum away and get the pass done. But you got to know that guy inside, Soup, and you really got to trust him and hope he doesn't get those elbows out.
Indeed. Everyone has a lot of experience, though, here at Sobo. It's one of the first tracks. Well, you join iRacing, you get in there in the Legends cars. It's the first track you get to really get your feel of what an oval is, at least for me it is, and I think that's the case for a lot of people. Let's take a quick look at the points. Really not a whole lot to talk about here. 4 wins for Aiden Young. He's up by 21. Remember that the rules package allows for last place provisional points. So if Aiden Young comes into next round with a lead that is larger than the size of the field, the car count, he's going to lock himself into the championship even before he takes the green flag in the season finale. Donnie Moore, old-time Donnie Moore, well, he's got 5 championships. He's well back in second place there. James Lowe sits in third with 3-time champ Todd Liston right behind that. Chris Davis has been having a great season. Ruben Ortiz, well, he's got no wins in this one, but he has a bunch of wins over in the late model this season. He sits down there in 6th place. The caveman, Trey Bloom, down to 7th. 8th, 9th, and 10th. Well, that's the Canadian Goose, John Wilson. Another Canadian, Scott Negas, in 9th. And then rounding out your overlay, the Lipper, Chris Hazlett. Glad you are with us here. This one and one more to go, and we're going to crown ourselves another champion.
Yeah, so the dangerous thing, though, you touched on that lead for Aiden Young. We've got a lot of cars here tonight, and we know this racetrack, it can get bumpy, it can get a little physical. And if Aiden has a bad run tonight, Soup, and misses out on the invert next week, oh my gosh, what a story going into championship night.
He is not there yet. Definitely has some work to do before he's going to be crowned the champion. Shaggy, we're always picking up new viewers of VGN. Why don't we bring up the graphic there and tell us how far we go? What are the rules package for tonight? Oh,
well,
we can't.
you know, we're going
ahead.
100 laps. What? No quick repairs, no tires. So you know, you got to run what you brung. You got to behave. That's the big thing about these guys. You won't see them go gung ho in the first half. You've got to have something left for the end. And you know, Soup, this is the better format. 100 laps. It's really is superior. You see some guys run shorter formats, longer formats. This is the way to go. It takes true
I
talent.
like this one. And we have a doubleheader tonight, so we can get 2 in before the storm comes in and it starts to rain. 22 drivers going to grid up with us. They invert the top 13 from the previous race results. That's going to put little brother Tom Hilbert going to be starting on pole inside of the veteran, the man with 5 championships, old-time Donnie Moore. Who's in row 2?
Row 2 to the inside, Chris Davis to the outside, the Canadian Goose, John Wilson.
The rookie Ed Springer's going to be starting in 6th position. And look at this. Aiden Young Gun Young's going to move all the way up on that inside line. Well, actually, let me get this right. Am I doing this right? Hang on a second. No, I did it wrong, didn't I? It's Matt Hoos and Ed Springer going in row 3. Then you get Young.
Yeah, the point leader to the inside of row 4 and to the outside, the lipper, Chris Hazlett.
Come on, Sue, pay attention. We get to row 5. That's going to be populated by Kurt Smith. And the Canadian, well, actually, he's Northern Montana, Caveman, Trey Bloom.
Liston to the inside of row 6 to the outside, Brennan Myers.
And the Baker's does the spot. It's Double Deuce Bruce Pearson inside of the Quiet Man, Ruben Altis.
Scott Negus to the inside of row 8 to the outside, Adam Shane.
Former police chief of Plain City, Ohio, and the big brother of our pole sitter, Steve Hilbroom, starting in 17th. He's going to be flanked by James Lowe.
Daryl Weininger to the inside of row 10 to the outside, Mike Holloway.
Hey, welcome back, Tim Corder. I haven't seen him in a long time. He'll be starting in the blackjack position in the double deuce spot. Steven Spees, good to see Spees back. He'll be racing his double nickel. Spees always fast, got a long way to go. They come across the line. The parade lap is done. Now we get to the pace lap. 100 laps on schedule tonight. Beautiful Virginia weather here. It's late afternoon to go racing. We got news. Shaggy, what do you know?
I'm hearing Aiden Young didn't grid up, Soup. This is big news. I don't know what's going on here with the 69.
The points leader in pit lane. And again, as they come across the line, chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler, hidey-ho. Fans of Aiden Young, don't worry. They do have last pay provisional points. Look at the Canadian Goose flapping his wings on the top side of the 75. Was making the high side work until he got behind Tom Hilbert. Hilbert now slowing down the outside line. And now, in the Holstein machine, the 21 of Matt Hoos moves into 3rd place.
You can hear it in your voice, Soup, the chaos. Aiden's out of the pits, and oh, we got a car spinning there. Yellow flag flying. I think that's why maybe we saw the Young Guns starting in the middle of the field instead, choose to start in the pits.
The Lipper involved in that one. The light blue machine, the number 11, also involved in that of Brendan Myers. And the quiet man in the 70, Ruben Altis, 3 veterans.
Yeah, and you know, Brennan just used to driving in a little deeper into that corner, and I think you just saw the outside line checked up in front. And Brennan not able to check up in time, and we got a 3-car pile.
Okay, let's dial up our points leader, Aiden Young Gun Young, who sits at the back, and see if this is strategy or maybe he had some technical gremlins. He's racing right now in 20th spot. Aiden, it's Soup up in the booth. You had us a little bit worried. Were you just trying to get out of the chaos, or did you have gremlins?
All by design, just staying out of the chaos and getting ready for next week.
Shaggy.
Yeah, with that in mind, how important is it, Aiden, that you finish inside of this top 13?
No, I think that won't be a problem. It's just a matter of being patient. We've still got, 95 to go, so be patient and get up there.
Good luck. We'll keep an eye on you. Well, some people might call it cockiness. Some people might call it really, really smart. I guess when you got 4 wins, you can do stuff like that. Aiden Young just going to sit back there playing some possum. Donnie Moore up in front. Chris Davis the outside. Go ahead.
To each their own, Soup, but, you know, I'm normally all about playing it, taking it easy, hanging out at the back. But Aiden was inside of row 4. I just don't think that was that far back. And we'll have to see if he can make up the ground because he cost himself a lot of time on the track.
You know what? I think inside of row 4, he probably feels that's right in amongst it. All right, you got Donnie Moore and Chris Davis up front. Let's see what the 7 can do. Moore with a good jump. The 7 is not going to get the good jump. He's going to try to top down inside of the 21. It's good to see Matt, who's back, the Hoosnator, back in his cow-flavored machine, racing in 3rd position. Tom Hilbert started on the pole. My goodness, little brother cannot get down to the inside line. He's going to lose another spot to veteran Kurt Smith. Yeah,
and Matt, you mentioned him. He's one of those guys that we're used to seeing him have to race his way through the field, but tough week last week. Able to take advantage of a good starting spot, and Matt would love to get out front and set the pace.
Now they start to go single file. There we got the 93. He was involved in some early issues. He's trying to make up some ground. Here comes Chris Hazlett.
Yeah, he floated a little high there in the center of the corner. I thought we were going to get some more contact, and now the caveman, he's to the inside, and we're seeing the 70 machine there. That is how you work that outside, and we could see a lot more of that. Ruben Altice doing a great job of manipulating that car on the inside.
That's now Shane working the outside as well as they're double wide. We saw the Canadian Goose, John Wilson, early on was flying on the opening lap in the 75. He's buried back down in 8th position. Not because he wasn't fast on the top side, but he got locked in behind Tom Hilbert, who was not going. Hilbert racing in 6th right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's just one of those tracks, Soup, where really there isn't a preferred top or bottom. If you're by yourself, you want both in all reality. You want to float up against the wall, coming out of the corners, going down the straightaway, and at the apex, you want to be down low. But I think if you can hold that guy down, like I said, we may see these guys really prefer the top, especially as the tires age.
Taking the middle of the road.
Man, Steven Spees, boy, he got close there again to hitting the 93 of Chris Hazlett. Boy, man, these guys are racing hard here in the back.
Remember, 21-point gap between the points leader and Donnie Moore in 2nd. Well, right now, Aiden Young Gun Young races in 21st. Donnie Moore out in front. If the race were to stop right now, we'd have ourselves a tie for the lead.
Yeah, and, Donnie would be starting in front of Aiden next week. That's what I talked about. It's right. So important that Aiden gets himself into that top 13. That's a big number for him tonight.
We look at that battle right there. Oh, a little bump going on. We get that sorted out. I'm going to take you up front because I got my spidey senses are tingling. Oh, Mr. Aggressive. Oh, my goodness, on him. Tighter than a Mardi Gras wino. Get it out, Soup. Now he gets to the inside.
Yeah, and Donnie left the bottom open. I thought that was maybe by design, but it looked like he shut the door a little on entry, and oh boy, they kiss a little bit. Donnie, I'm telling you, I think maybe you stay high, you let that 7 burn up his stuff right now, and you take a look at those standings, you realize how far back Aiden is.
Shaggy said they kissed, and they continue to race romantically. Seattle bathtubs across the line as they go through 1 and 2, side by side, and now the inside line takes the advantage. We got a caution. How will iRacing score the lead? I think they're going to give it to Davis. We'll see. No, I think it's going to be more a big pile up in the back. It involves Tom Hilbert. We look at, I think Hilbert has a self-spin right in front of rookie Ed Springer. He clears out of the way. He caroms off the front. And then, oh, that's the 15 of Brandon Cheese and Weinecker. Daryl Cheese and Weinecker had nowhere to go. Right on board with the rookie.
It's tough. You can see he goes down there. He just paints the apron with those left sides. And when you do that, you hit that little bump. It'll upset the balance of the race car. And you saw it just shifted the rear end right out from under him. He never even had a chance to save that thing.
Well, on lap 1, you start on the pole. On lap 20, you're back in 20th position. With that said, the iRacing stewards have gathered. They put their noggins together, and when they came out of the huddle, they decided that Chris Davis is going to be your leader.
Yeah, looking back at the replay, it looked like in the center of the corner when they almost touched each other in 1 and 2, he had a slight advantage. So driving it in deep was all the 7 needed here. And now if you're Donnie Moore, got to have a good restart because like I mentioned, Soup, the milkman right there, he wants to set this pace too. And I think, Matt, he may get a little aggressive here.
So the number 7 up in front, the number 26 behind him, and the number 21 in the Holstein machine, Matt Hoos. Kurt Smith, veteran, going to be the outside. Liston and Pearson, 5th and 6th. Don't count out that outside line. They've been very competitive. We'll see how it works on this restart. Your big mover up 9 spots, Steven Spies. When you're fast and you start dead last, there's a chance you're going to get the Hard Charger Award. Okay, the pace car is going to pull in and turn control of the field over to Chris Davis in the 7th. Oh my goodness, getting a little snout in the back of Davis was the cow there of the Milkman. But Matt Hoos is going to keep it down low. Second place is going to go to Moore.
Ooh, Kurt Smith, he's trying to take it to the outside, but listen, he gets a little wide there in the center of the corner, and I think Kurt had to lift out of the throttle, live to race another day at this point.
Interesting battle. Double Deuce Bruce Pearson stuck to the outside of Wilson behind Smith. The outside is very competitive. I don't know how long it can be competitive out there, but they continue to bump.
Yeah, depending on how low you force that guy, I think it may actually be a little more difficult to run that inside. You're cranking the wheel into it. You might heat up that right front a little more, and all of a sudden, you're really going to start to push in the center of the corner. And we're seeing the 75 float up a little bit. Same there with the 79. Guys that have been stuck on the bottom. There, the 79, he got a little loose. And
oh, no! They get together.
Man, oh, man. They're able to keep going.
Indeed, he does a complete 360. The Goose did a loop-de-loop. And now the yellow comes out for John Wilson. I don't know if it was because of Wilson. It was sure slow coming. Seems like yellow flag worthy.
Soup, look at that. I don't think anyone else, I mean, maybe some slight taps, but what a job by the rest of the field. Nobody else involved in that. That happened so quick. Really good job by those drivers.
Davis, Moore, and Hoos, your top 3 as we go back up front. So our second caution. Let's talk to Steven Spies. He's up 12 spots. Started dead last, but that doesn't mean anything to Steven Spies. Starting dead last or starting on the pole, it's all about the same. Steven, you're working your way through.
I'm working. I don't know, man. It's crazy out here. It seems like whatever happens, I'm just behind it tonight.
Shaggy?
Yeah, man, we're seeing drivers take advantage of that outside, Steven, you included. Well, you've used the bottom as well. What do we think here in the closing half of the race? Are we going to see drivers prefer that high side?
Yeah, it feels like you have to be up there. I think if you can use the whole track, if nobody's next to you, you can maybe come and hit this apex in the middle of the corner. But other than that, it seems like the outside feels like the way to go. You can kind of hold those guys from really getting momentum off the corner that way. So it seems to be working for me. I'll stick with it. But as always, we got to go wherever the guy in front of you ain't. So
I almost said that word for word 10 laps ago, so thank you for making me look smart.
Hey, I do what I can.
Go get him, Steven.
Thanks.
All right. I learned from interviewing J.R. Shepard, who is Short Track Baltimore is his nickname. That's, well, the outside line might not be the fastest way around when you're by yourself. When you're side by side, it might be the quickest way, and I think that's what Steven was trying to say. Let's see if Moore can pin Davis down and make that come true. No, Davis gets a great start. Moore has nothing for him. Now, Hoos trying to get underneath him. Moore says, no, I'm coming down in front of you. Hoos is trophy hunting, and he knows that Donnie Moore is in the championship hunt. Matt is not going to turn Donnie unless he absolutely has to. Now look at the topside work. There goes three-time champ Todd Liston.
Yeah, you saw, I mean, you talked about it. Matt had to jump on the binders there, didn't want to get into the back of Donnie, and Todd took full advantage of that outside, and now we see...
Kurt Smith goes around.
We got a lot of cars in this one.
He got a little bit of the 99 of James Lowe, then Smith loops around right in front of the entire field. Do a quick check on our points leaders, see if Aiden Young got through. And of course, Aiden Young made it through. There you see him get together and watch Young just, there he goes. He's magic.
That double 55, that's got me really confused tonight.
That would be 5,555. We ride on board with points leader.
No, I found out who it was. It's if Negus' paint job, maybe he runs a 55 in another league. I have been thinking he's been Steven Spies half this race. I just now realized it's him.
Oh, I see what you're saying. In fact, he does. He runs the 55 in the Red Light Racing League, so I get what you're saying there.
Yeah, they're both even running the similar
both
colors. That's what's crazy. I was thrown off for a long time. I was wondering how Steven was still in 8th involved in that caution. That didn't make much sense.
We'll drill down this a bit. If the director can put the camera on car number 29. Well, he's 29 in your program. He's 55 on the track, and of course, number 1 in our hearts. We're talking about Scott Negus. The other 55 out there is Steven Spies, of course, in his traditional 55, and that's why Shaggy was saying a double nickels. Speaking of the nickel, they've stopped making the penny. I've gathered up a bunch of pennies. I'm going to sell them for $3 a piece, or 3 cents a piece.
Genius.
Yeah. All right, Donnie Moore on the outside. He's going to try to time it this time with Davis with another good jump. All right. This time Liston's on the inside and Matt Hoos is on the outside. As soon as Donnie Moore gets out of the way, we'll see if Donnie Moore's going to try to get out of the way by trying to get underneath Davis. That's not going to happen. Now let's see what the 21 can do up top.
Yeah, the challenge is on now. The Milkman, if he wants to hold on, he needs to get going. But at the same time, maybe he wants to hang out in 4th, save the outside line for a later restart. Have to see how hard he runs this.
Milkman kind of bottled up on the outside right now. Cannot get it down. Trying to find a way around. Ruben Altise is not going to let him. Now there is room. Is he going to try to squeeze it down in there? No, he's going to try to roll it around the top. He likes the 21, likes it up top. At least that's where he is right now.
Yeah, Ruben, another one of those guys, man. Started 14th. He's on the move, up 9 spots, not wasting any time. He'd love to find a way around, but what do you do when they're side by side in front of you? I don't think you can go 3 wide at Sobo.
Oh, they are stuck together like peanuts in a cluster. Happy Peanut Cluster Day. National Peanut Cluster Day, everybody. And look at now, finally, Matt Hoos is going to get the best of it. But he doesn't close the door. They're single file behind him.
Yeah, and this is where if you're Altise, I think you got to maybe get aggressive because listen, he's clearly going to cool off those tires for a lap or 2. But look at Steven Spies trying to take a peek to the inside. Not going to work. Springer drives it in deep, and he's going to get a better run off the corner.
There we go. That is the legitimate 55 there of Steven Spies looking on the back of our top rookie, Ed Springer. Aiden Young now racing inside the top 10. 8 points back of Donnie Moore.
Man, guys using up every inch of this racetrack. I just saw the 16 of Ed Springer getting the backstretch wall. If you are fighting a tight race car here this early, Soup, it is going to be a long night. We're not even halfway.
Look at that battle. Everyone's single file. Don't really need to go there, but let's just give a shout out to James Lowe. He is up a dozen spots. Certainly knows how to win in this SK Modified.
Aiden Young looking to the inside of his teammate there in the 55. I think Spies maybe made that a little easier for him than he would anybody else there. It's in case you go get him, kid.
Now Young's got about, I'm going to say 6 car lengths till he gets to the rookie, Ed Springer. Guys separating Young from Moore. Springer, Shane, Lowe, Altise, Liston, and Hoos in that order.
Man, you saw Ryan just threw it on there. Our excellent cameraman, Altice, has been working so hard, Soup. To the outside, to the inside. He just cannot find a way around this 87. He's trying to get a run here, going to cut. Can he dive it in deep? Can he get it to stick? He sent it in, but Liston was such a good run off that top shelf.
Ruben faster than Todd, but he just can't, not fast enough to get it done. Liston running that middle line.
Yeah, short track racing, so true. The old racing adage, it's one thing to catch a guy, Soup, it's another thing to pass him. And if you can just hold that line, make that thing wide on corner exit, you can really make your guy behind you have nightmares. Contact, look at the 99 of Lowe get on by the quiet man.
I told you that Lowe was quick, and we got a caution. This one involved, I think it's Kurt Smith and the Chief, Steve Hilbert. They got into it together.
Yeah, Kurt drives it in, and it looks like he just barely touches that yellow line on entry, and it tightens up the race car with that little bump, and he goes up and gets into the side of Hilbert. Nothing Hilbert did wrong. Nothing really Kurt did wrong either. Just short track racing.
Negus, Wilson, and Pearson all next on the scene, and they get through it okay. Double Deuce Bruce Pearson started in 13th, racing in 17th right now. John Wilson was up front early. Remember, he was making the topside work, ran into trouble. He's back in 16th. Negus racing right where he started. All right.
We saw him making a move here, Soup. What are the chances we bring up James Lowe here under caution?
Let's do it. Why don't you talk to him, Shaggy?
Hey, James, Shaggy up here in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Man, pretty good, but not as good as you. Up 13 spots so far. What are we thinking about the racetrack? Do we want to be on the inside, or do you think you can get it done on the outside?
I'm not a high side guy, so I'll be trying to do all my moves on the inside, but car feels pretty good. It's the turn where I want it, so we'll see what happens.
Do we make any late race adjustments here to loosen up the car anymore? Any brake bias, or is it a kind of run what you brung here and you're set with what you got?
I got as low as it'll go, so it's whatever it's got.
All right, man. Well, you're doubling up. Go get him, James.
Thanks, man.
Would not be surprised to see the 99 getting the win right now. Well, Chris Davis is out in front. He's led 40 of the laps. Donnie Moore going to be starting on the outside each time during these restarts. Davis has had a good start. The real thing will be how does Matt Hoos do on the inside of that row number 2. And I think Hoos is going to get to the inside of Moore. Moore's going to try to come down. Hoos gives some room. Liston stuck on the top, and he's going to lose the spot. James Lowe picks it up.
Yeah, it looked like him and Hoos maybe made a little contact on entry, and now Myers, Lowe, he's got to take advantage here. He said he wanted the inside. Now he's got to use it, but the 87 of Todd Liston maybe showing him, hey, buddy, you might want to think about this outside.
Great racing. It's a 2x2 in a couple places. We're looking at that battle there. That is Liston on the outside of Lowe. I'm going to leave that one go to another 2-wide battle because I think this is more significant. Let's go back to Aiden Young on the inside of rookie Ed Springer. Whenever you have the points leader racing alongside a rookie, that's where our attention is drawn to. And Springer's on the outside. Look at the 16th give the points leader. All the room he could want.
Yeah, and he's still out there running competitive times. That's how you want to do it. He's giving Aiden that half a car length on entry. Don't need to pinch him too bad, but at the same time, hey, make the kid work for it.
Nothing going on up front. Matt Hoos is beginning to pressure Donnie Moore. We'll check in on that in a minute, but they are 2 wide. Liston is on the outside of Lowe, and then a little farther back, we see Springer on the outside of Young. Boy, they cannot get that sorted out, and finally they do, as the inside line is going to prevail for Young. And up ahead, let's check in on Lowe. Now, they continue to race side by side. Lowe and Liston. It's got to be probably the, half dozen laps they've been together. Finally, the inside line prevails. Liston doesn't look like he wants to come down low, and that's going to leave the door open for Altice. He says, all right, I'll try down low.
Yeah, you know, he got in that outside wall a little bit, probably got up in the marbles, and it looked like he had trouble catching that race car going into the corner. So, listen, he's going to have to calm this thing down for about a lap or two, let it cool off, and then go back at it.
Look at that. They get that sorted out. Let's get underneath. We'll stay on this for a bit longer. I'm a little bit worried about what's happening for second right now. Let's go to second. I think he's got to run. This is Moore. He's all over the back. This is who's all over the back of Moore. Between them, 10 championships.
Yeah, great minds think alike, Soup. I've been watching who's trying to set this thing up for about the last 3 or 4 laps, and he's definitely got the pace, but he's committed to looking into the inside. And right now, Donnie, he's not going to leave that open.
Good to see Matt, who's back with us. I got a ton of emails and texts from our viewers asking about him and his lovely fiance, or possibly wife, Holly. We found out they're still not married. Go to VGN.com to get in on the over-under on actually when that marriage takes place.
Yeah, and it's all on Matt, from what I'm understanding in the background. It's definitely all Matt and cold feet.
Okay, you have the inside scoop on that. There's a nice double deuce. That's Bruce Pearson looking to the inside.
Yeah, I've got a cousin on his milk route. That's who I get all my information from.
Got it. Okay. Boy, I'll tell you right now, South Boston put on a good show. The outside line, very competitive. Be fun to see how it works out on the underpowered late models when we go to them.
I'm anxious to see here what James Lowe does, because him and Matt clearly both want the inside, but right now nowhere to go. And well, Matt, you see, he took a little peek there on the entry on the high side. Maybe, or Lowe, excuse me. Maybe James is going to flirt with it a little bit. No, that was all to set up Matt. Oh, look at this! Oh!
There we go.
Yeah, a little bit of a late move, but Matt was committed to sending it down there, and there's contact, and now I think the milkman trying to get it down pit road, able to get there, but tough break for the driver of the 21.
Takes it, took it really hard into pit lane. Kind of helped out the damage of the car. Let's look here at Chris Hazlip, about to go a lap down. Davis having it all his own way. Been out in front for 60 laps. Really has only had to go around one driver. He was able to get the best of Donnie Moore. That pass was made, and of course the early troubles to Tom Hilbert, the pole sitter. And now Lipper gets out of the way, and Davis gets underneath.
Yeah,
here's
good
the
job.
real battle that the director found on screen there between Moore and Lowe.
Yeah, no kidding. And Lowe, you know, you saw he's been setting up that move, entering in a little high in entry, coming off, diamonding off, and look at it. He's going to try it here, not going to send it. But that is definitely his move, and Donnie's going to have to keep one eye out the windshield, one eye in the rearview mirror here.
$17 to go. Oh, caution. And it's the rookie. Springer and Trey Bloom. I told you those rookies, no matter how careful they are, they can cause trouble. That gathers up Scott Negus. Pearson involved in it as well. Trey Bloom.
Yeah, he just drives it in a little deeper than he's used to, and I bet you he drags the brake as he's turning the wheel, and it just lightens up that rear end, and he gets real loose in the center of the corner. You can see he drives up the hill, just floats out on him, and nothing the caveman or anybody could do there. That's a tough break.
There's the Petty Blue machine of Brendan Myers going around the top side. He's clear. All right, there's nothing better than doing a Chris Davis interview, because really I just have to ask how you doing, and you know what they said, we're going to talk to him in a couple laps anyway. We won't talk to Chris Davis.
Oh, that may have just been the jinx. Oh.
Yeah, that's not. Just follow what the director has to say.
And I'm really interested. James, he's got to take advantage of this restart here, being on the inside. He said he wants it. If he could get up to P2, I think we both are thinking the same thing, Soup. He's got a quick race car. He may be able to give the 7 some trouble.
Out of the names up front. Now, I don't know what Davis has done, how much he's got left. I think it could be a lot. Between Moore, Lowe, Liston, and Altice, I think probably the 99 of James Lowe might be the quickest. We are working lap number 87. We're going to give you a treat here. When we come around green, you know what time it's going to be. It's going to be time to get on those dancing shoes. So we'll play the music for you here as soon as they go green. And hopefully the drivers will cooperate and give us a whole lap of racing. Lap times are about 14 and a half seconds. Our audio clip runs at 15 seconds. Let's see how well it works out. Pace car pulls in. You can control the field over to Mr. Aggressive Chris Davis. They come across the line. If you're thinking about winning, get the mirror ball spin and grip the groove. Make your move. Put on your dancing shoes. It's time to boogie. So there's the end. Oh my goodness, that song ran long that time. That must be the extended version, the dance version we had on there. All right. Moore in second. Davis leading. The battle is for third right now. Low to the inside of Liston.
Yeah, Lowe, he tried to make the move for P2, but Donnie said no way, shut the door, and now Lowe, he's got to go back to work here, trying to fight off Liston here with the H tires. Coming to 9 laps to go here. You got to think Liston may be in the preferred spot.
If there is a man who waits for the boogie song, it is Aiden Young Gun Young. He's now to the inside. He's kind of pinned in there with Adam Shane to his outside behind the quiet man of Ruben Altice. Nowhere for the 69 to go. There is an option to go 3 wide. Don't think the I don't think the New England Fireman's going to do that. Davis has it all the way in front of Moore.
Yeah, I would think being able to see that 26 is good enough for Aiden right now, and knowing that next week he'll get to start in front of the 26. So I think he's just biding his time.
We continue to race 2 wide. Yes, he is. He's waiting now. Here comes the number 29 of Steven Spees. Nope, that is the 55 of Steven Spees to the outside. Sorry, got my 55s confused.
Yeah, and interesting, Steven let Aiden by earlier, but he said, hey, kid, if you're not going to use the track position, I'll go up top, and I'm going to try to drive my way to the front.
So Young not able to pick up anything on Altice, and there goes Spees trying to work his way around Altice right now. All this going on behind, well, the man who's led 77 laps, going to be 78, but he comes across the line right now, Chris Davis. Look at Petty Blue Machine of Lowe trying to get around the ASPCA special of Donnie Moore.
Yeah, he was drifting coming off of 4. He is using every bit of grip he's got left. He wants P2, but he's running out of time here. So 2 laps to go.
Davis already has a win this season, looking to pick up his second one, and it looks like he's going to have it all his own way as he comes across the line right now. Nothing will stop him except his own bad behavior. Across the line, 4 corners to go for Mr. Aggressive Chris Davis. Moore's going to secure second position with James Lowe going from 18th to 3rd. But our attention goes to the number 7 for the second time this season. Chris Davis is a winner. Man, once again, we'll get to talk to him in the post-race interview. Moore in second. Lowe gets 3rd. Check in on Aiden Young. He comes home in 7th position, so Moore cuts the gap by 5 points for the season finale coming up next week. With that, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back to run down the entire finishing order, talk to a few of the drivers before we put a shoelace on this doubleheader Saturday night gate. Back in a few. What better place to celebrate National Peanut Cluster Day than to go to Sobo Speedway? For the first half of a VGN doubleheader Saturday night, the results are in this SK modified affair. Let's give it to you now. Chris Davis started in third, raced up front the whole time, led 81 laps, and going to bring it home in the top position. Donnie Moore, who sits second in the points, chops off a little bit of that gap to points leader Aiden Young with the second place finish. James Lowe started in 18th position, picked up 15 spots to come home in third. We'll talk to James as well. Adam Shane and Todd Liston go fourth and fifth. The back half of your top 10 includes Ruben Altice, points leader Aiden Young, Kurt Smith in eighth, Scott Negus in ninth, and the double nickel of Steven Spees in 10th. Shane?
Yeah, Brennan Meyer is going to bring it home 11th. The Canadian Goose, John Wilson, bringing it home P12. Steve Hilbert 13th, and that means he's going to get the start on the pole next week. Chris Hazlett bringing it home 14th. Tim Corder 15th. The Caveman Trey Bloom 16th. Ed Springer 17th. The Double Deuce Bruce Pearson 18th. The Milkman Matt Hoos 19th. Tom Hilbert rounding out the top 20 in your final two. Daryl Weininger 21st, and Mike Holloway rounds out the field.
Oh my goodness. Mike Holloway's opening round win seems so long ago. All right, with that said, let's bring in a guy that we've come to know very much here. Not only is this his second win, it is his fourth podium in 10 tries. We're talking about Mr. Aggressive Chris Davis. Well, you made one pass, and you pretty much had it your own way.
Go ahead, Soup. How are you?
I'm good. How'd it go out there? Seemed like it. Some wins are hard, some wins are easy. This one seemed like an easy one.
Well, it's never easy when you got Donnie Moore on your outside on pretty much every restart. He's a class act. He's going to drive you hard. He's going to drive you clean. It doesn't mean that the drum horn won't be used, occasionally, just to let you know you're there. It was a lot of fun. I would say every single caution, I had a big lump in my throat because I knew that I gave Donnie the chance to cool off his tires, and that was going to be important because I think you could tell first couple of laps of every restart he was right there, and then after that I'd be able to gap a bit. I was actually thinking of doing a restart on the high side once or twice.
You know, that's surprising because we thought that as well. The outside line would work if they could pin. It wasn't the fastest way around on its own, but when side by side, the outside line was pretty competitive.
Oh, without a doubt. And then that's just it. You know, if I did go outside and Donnie timed the start just right, well, now we're side by side in front of the field. And while it would set up for a good show with you guys in the broadcast, it wouldn't have been as much fun behind the wheel, I'll tell you that.
If you don't want to give away any secrets, that's fine. But let me ask you this. Since you have more starting on your outside and you had several restarts to do, if one is effective, do you do the same thing again because it worked last time, or do you have to mix up what you do so that he doesn't get a time, just so you can't time it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I believe you're a poker player, Soup. And some of the look, I'll tell you straight up, I know some of the tells of my competitors here, and I try to make sure that I don't have one. And so that's all I'll say about restarts.
Got it. It's always, I love interviewing you, man. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you later tonight. Maybe we'll do it again in the late months.
I sure hope so, Soup. You guys are awesome up on the broadcast. Thanks to Lowell. Thanks to Ryan moving the knobs, pulling the levers, and all the things that they do. I have to thank my teammate, John Wilson, with Team Continuous Development Racing. I'm serious when I say that's what we do, both with our racecraft in our personal lives. I'm disappointed. I have one incident so far this season across all three classes, Soup, and I'm trying to make sure I don't have another for the rest of the season. That's my goal.
That's a great stat. I feel bad for not getting that in there. That's something I should have seen. Well done, Chris. Congratulations, man. We'll see you down the road. Chris Davis, your winner tonight. Nice stat there. I'll do a little research on that. That's worth mentioning when we do the points. All right, Shaggy, who you got?
I think I got the driver of the 26. Hey, Donnie Moore, Shaggy up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I do, Shaggy. What's up?
Well, man, it's one of those things, Donnie. You had a quick race car tonight, but you know how tough it was to pass at this racetrack. What's going through your head, man? You're on the outside. The caution flag flies. Did you think you were still the leader? Because, I mean, really, that's got to be the moment of the race.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That first caution, I don't know how we got that, but hey, that's iRacing for you.
Yeah, obviously, you can't be upset about it. You said it's kind of an iRacing deal, but were there any shots where maybe you thought, hey, I might be able to go back and get him? Or are you thinking big picture, P2, man, that's pretty good for the points?
Yeah, well, the points are over. It's too bad, too. Last week was a P2 finish right there till the end, and I'd have been right there, but that's history. So, I don't know. What was the question?
Well, just, clearly you had a little bit of pace in that car, but you kept getting battled from behind. Did you think you had anything for Chris if you would have got a shot at it?
Yeah, no, if I had a shot at him, I would have had to tap him on those restarts. That's as close as I was going to get. He was smooth and fast and didn't make any mistakes. That's usually Chris's MO once he gets out front there. I don't know what happened to Matt Hoos. I mean, he was right there. I don't know if all of a sudden he was gone. I don't know if he was on his own or what.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a neck code bump. He got in the outside wall and the right front broke, so he had to pull it down pit road. It was a tough break for the milkman.
Yeah, that was a shame. But, I was trying to hold off James at the end there, so I'm glad for second.
Well, Donnie, keep that head up, man. I'm telling you, I've seen crazier things happen. You make up some points on Aiden. You're in the same state. You could always drive up there, cut the internet the day of. So that's always in the possibilities. But, hey, Donnie, man, P2, heck of a job. Congratulations. Who you want to thank before you get out of here?
I appreciate it, Zach. Hey, you guys do such an awesome job up there. And, of course, Lowell for putting all this on in great competition.
Well, hey, man, look forward to the season finale. Bring home the checkered flag and a trophy, man. I'm rooting for you.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Shaggy.
All those years of being a Red Sox fan has made Donnie Moore a little more pessimistic than he needs to be. We here at VGN are a big fan of drama. Don't go away because the points championship is not over, contrary to what the Bostonian Donnie Moore may think. Let's talk to James Lowe, maybe the fastest car of the 22 that were out there. The only problem with the 99 was that he had to start from 18th position. By the time he got to the front, James, you were pretty much all used up, we thought.
Yeah, I probably could have made a move there, but I didn't want to cause any more kerfluffles there. I don't know what happened between me and Matt there. My spotter was yelling outside, so I assumed I was inside him, and I went all the way down to the apron, but I don't know what happened there. I apologize to him if it was my fault. But yeah, other than that, we were super fast, able to make some moves that others weren't quite able to make, so it was fun.
It's good to see you back racing again after being away for several seasons. I want to ask you this about, we know the car number 99 out there that you're racing. What's the deal with the kind of petty blue paint scheme there? Is that the color of choice? Do you race all your cars in that color, or what's up with that?
Every season I usually just pick a new color. It was just a random choice.
All right, well, it's working for you so far. We look forward to next season. Pink always works for me. I think you'd look good in a pink car, so keep that in mind if you're running into trouble next season. We'll see you down the road and a little bit later in the late models.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my Aunt Mary Alice and buddy Chris for watching in the chat. You guys for broadcasting and the BRL.
You got it. Congratulations. See you down the road. Third place tonight, James Lowe. And family watching on, we give them a big shout out. Okay, we're going to take a short break because we got another race to do. We'll be back again, though, this one for the season finale. Where are we going for that? That's New Smyrna. That's going to be on next Saturday night. But before then, of course, right back here for the late models in just a few minutes. Don't go far. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. Until then, have fun storming the castle.